Hey, Greg,
Recording in progress.
just want to first of all get your thoughts on the end of the game. What did you see? How all that sort of went on, and then I'll touch base about the game as well.
Well, what did I see? Was not a whole lot at first because I was still congratulating players. So I got over there a little bit later, just trying to get teams to go in opposite directions, players to go in opposite directions. Yeah, there was a lot of emotion. I've heard speculation as to what kicked it off, but I didn't see anything specific. So, but certainly there was a lot of emotion through that game, and it certainly carried over at the end. So,
the game itself, we've seen the last two home games, and then you guys come out with this performance here. What do you point it to that everything sort of went your way tonight?
Well, so what I'll say is the response of our guys was not just about LAFC. It's about losing two games back-to-back on our field, 3-1 and 3-0. And that was a part of our response and a part of our emotion. And the team on the other side happened to be LAFC, which is a rivalry, which also obviously adds a little bit of spice to the game. But our guys, I challenged them after the last game. They challenged each other and themselves that they couldn't play on the LA Galaxy Stadium and field the way we lost the games the previous two. So the energy, I thought the competitive spirit, the energy, the speed at which we were moving and playing set the tone for the game. We stayed organized. We stayed connected. Everybody played on both sides of the ball, with it and without it. And we worked through the game, and we found our opportunities, and we made them. And our opportunities tonight were a little clearer than the ones that we've had in previous games. And some of that, I think, was just the pace at which Sam and Kevin were able to get out and break out, and the speed at which some of our counterattacks and some of our attacks were happening fast. So again, as I said to you before, when teams are sitting with these blocks and numbers in front of the goal, sometimes it's not easy to get clear chances. Today there was more space. Our guys broke in the space, and the chances were clearer for us. So I'm proud of the guys' effort, just the general response to the game, and pleased. I felt like a lot of things that didn't go our way were calls for me tonight in many ways. I felt like Murillo got away with an incredible shove on the back of Javier after the Palacios incident. Didn't even get a yellow card. He wasn't even identified as the player who made the action. I think those types of things led to the ending. There was some emotion through that was happening through the game that also carried over at the end of the game. So and I think that's where it's at. Many of these guys are friends. It's just and know each other well. I think it was just a competitive boil over at the end, and we'll go about our ways. See where we're at later.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we'll go to Josh Guessman.
Hey, Greg, congratulations on the win. Wanted to talk, as you said, you talked about Sam and you talked about Kevin and what they did tonight. Can you talk a little bit more about why they were so successful? Sam getting involved in a lot of goals, Kevin scoring a goal there as well.
Yeah, again, I think, one of the big things for both of them is they played every single play of the game. They worked hard defensively. They worked hard in attack. They played at the speed that they're capable of playing of. They took advantage of the space when it presented itself and played aggressive. So those were, and the key thing, for Sam, and I challenge Sam, is he played every play. And when he plays every play, you see all of the capabilities that he has. And tonight there was, in an emotional game, he had a lot of emotional control and stability, and just played soccer, and he was outstanding to watch tonight. And Kevin, I think, again, he played every play. In the run of play and the connection to our team, I trust Kevin implicitly to understand tactically what we're doing and to do the work and to do the running and do all that stuff. And it was just so happy for him to have end product and score a goal and be able to celebrate with his teams. I could just see the glow on him after he was able to help the team in that way, because he puts in his shift always, and so I'm happy with him. But I really do believe it's just they just played the game, and they played the game at the speed and that they're capable of, and were thinking about nothing else than just the moment and being in the moment and playing the moment at the highest level. And I think that immersion into the game just allowed them to be the best version of themselves. And the game opened up with some space for them to run, and we saw the capacity that they have to play on the speed. You know, the way we were able to get out in transition, I haven't seen that for a little while, and that was fun to watch.
Is this the most complete 90-minute performance you guys have put together this year?
Yes. I think it's the most complete in 2 years since I've been here, in terms of duels, in terms of competition, in terms of playing every play, staying connected as a group, having everybody play on both sides of the ball every play, finishing our chances. For the most part, I felt like, again, this, as I said to them, they have to remember this feeling, because this is what they put out there tonight is how they should play every game possible. I know it has a little extra emotion and stuff, but we got to remember that, because that's what, you know, champions, when you want to be champions, you play every game hard, and you play it with that kind of focus and concentration and attention to detail, and you play every play. And that was a good example for what it looks like for us when we do that, and we need to remember that and reproduce it.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you.
Next to the Scott French.
Hey, Greg. You guys came out with a lot of energy, but maybe not the kind of going too hard at it to start the game that's been bothering you guys the last couple of games. Can you talk about that and kind of getting the right balance?
Yeah, again, I thought we stayed connected as a group. You know, we made their entry passes hard to find. We took away, for the most part, the space behind us. They did find it a couple times, but we made it hard for them to play in between us. We made it difficult for them to separate us, and because of that, we were able to win balls in good spots. We were able to win balls between our lines, which actually sets you in motion for a counterattack, right? If you're winning balls behind you, or you're getting played in between, or you're trying to press and you're not recovering balls, it's very hard to counterattack when you're recovering balls deep in your half of the field, or there's no space to attack in front of you because the opposition, you never let them out of that space. So I felt like we were just more connected, and because of that, we were working hard side to side. We made it difficult for them to find, again, passes between our lines. They were, you know, passes behind us. It was hard for them, and we kept the game in front of us, and when they gave us the opportunity, we were able to win balls and get out of it. We found our fair share of possession inside of that. We found some chances. I just, again, the performance for me was it was more complete. It was more connected as a group, and it was a good standard for us as a group.
You feel that everyone was much more mindful of not going out so fast, like we got to take care of this in the first 5 minutes?
Yeah, I think guys were really mindful of not giving up things behind them, you know, trying to cut out passing lanes, trying to, again, make things difficult instead of stepping out and just chasing the ball and trying to press it sometimes, or trying to get over excited about pressing. We really made sure that we were taking away, when we couldn't get pressure, that we were taking away simple passes for them most of the night. And so that led to things being a little bit more predictable. Space was easier for us to cover. We were getting to the right spots at the right time most of the night, and it made the game, again, it was complete in terms of the performance, which makes the game more efficient. We just dealt with everything in a more efficient way, and then we had that energy in the transition to use it to build attacks.